Hey all, Jack Bowman here with our macro and market update for today. Two things I'm watching. The first was the FOMC meeting with Kevin Warsh. This is his first meeting as chair. I thought it went well. He was very direct, very curt. He was forceful in what he said, and what he said was the Fed is united behind beating inflation. We can debate how much they mean that because they held rates steady, and the dot plot projection, which Warsh excluded himself from, he does not like forward guidance. But the dot plots showed us basically that we're at the terminal rate. The Fed doesn't think that we're going to be going any higher from here. One of the things that Warsh said at the FOMC meeting that I thought was very interesting was his view on inflation calculations. So we've been talking on and off about whether inflation is running hot or cold versus the BLS numbers, because the BLS numbers are backwards looking. And Warsh talked a lot about this. He explained that real-time data is probably better, and they're all standing behind inflation, full consensus. The FOMC statement was neutered, and gold puked. The stock market fell maybe about 1%. It's a minor reaction. And I think that the market is pricing in a little bit more hawkishness than is deserved. I think what Warsh is referring to here is what's going on at BLS currently. The current appointee is Dr. Brett Matsumoto. He's taking over for, I forget the other guy's name, but the acting director or acting commissioner who took over after Erica McIntyre, who got fired, if you remember that. So been through a couple BLS people now, but Matsumoto has a lot of opinions about how we can change inflation. He's a data guy, so I tend to trust those kinds of people where they're like, I actually just think that we could make it better, is different from, I think we could make it look the way we want it to look. That being said, I don't want to get into how politically motivated all of this is because it seems politically motivated in some form. It would make it really easy for the government to push down rates in the short term if inflation actually comes down. But we don't need a real life prices to come down to lower inflation if we're just measuring inflation differently. We could bring it down without changing prices. We could bring it down even while prices go up, so long as the methodology brings down the inflation figures at a faster rate than it raises them. Second piece of news, market news. I've been watching SpaceX. I described it yesterday on the Investing Experts podcast as bewildering. I continue to be bewildered. Right? SpaceX fell 5% today on the deal with Cursor. Cursor is an AI coding startup that is now worth $60 billion. SpaceX bought them out. I described it earlier as a call option on vibe coding, and they're taking it. One thing to note is that the deal is basically all stock. So SpaceX is just taking shares that are currently worth $2.5 trillion for the company, taking $60 billion of that. It's all fake money market cap right now during the exuberance, and they're going to buy Cursor with it. If SpaceX were to lose 2/3 of its valuation and be more in line with what's probably fair, then Cursor's worth about $20 billion. That's not so bad. Still more than it's worth, I think. I haven't seen their financials. They're a private company, but none of the AI coding companies make anything right now. There's no profit to be had in AI except for the chip manufacturers. because of that, it's hard to value any of it. And the techno-optimists would say, how do you value infinity? Good question. If AI really does lead to software renaissance and we get actual value out of it, then Cursor might be worth 20 billion. In the meantime, Grok and code. See y'all tomorrow.